Hey everybody, G-Bear out here in Homesteading the Desert. I wanted to do this video tonight. I've already posted two today, so not going to post this one till tomorrow morning. But I just wanted to show you what I got done today. This is uh, only a partial day of work. I got out here just before lunchtime and really got to hauling. Of course, you saw the videos where I took the doors off the trailer and got that stuff done. And this little conglomeration here sitting on top of my stove is a camping oven. I painted it black with high temp black paint because I use this sometimes as a solar oven outside to make beef jerky, and it works out great. It's got a little thermometer in the front here, and when I'm doing beef jerky, I try to keep it down to like 150, 120, somewhere in there. But it's got a little rack inside where I can put something in there. And the reason this is out is because I'm thinking about having lasagna tonight, and I will be firing that up and getting it hot so that I can cook my lasagna. And the coffee pot is all set up and ready to go for the morning. I also got this, brought this little light. I had this in the container, and I've got an LED in there. It only uses 5 watts, and it doesn't make any difference on the batteries at all. They're still holding at 12.7. They were at 12.7 before I turned the light on, and they're still at 12.7. And that might be because here's another addition. 2 more batteries. Battery bank now is up to 10 batteries. And this is a series parallel connection, like I said. And it doesn't matter if they go around the corner. They don't have to stay in a straight line. The series part of this, again, is going from positive to negative between 2 batteries. And that gives you a connection of 2 6-volters, gives you 12 volts. So that's 12, this is 12, this is 12, that's 12, and this is 12. Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 12-volt batteries. Now, you might ask why use 6-volt batteries? Why not just go to 12-volt batteries? Well, these deep cycle batteries are designed for golf carts. They're designed to hold a charge for a long time and put out a lot of power to run a golf cart 8 hours a day on a golf cart. And then you plug them in to a charger, a rapid charger, and charge them quickly so that the golf cart can go out again. And that's why these work great for solar, and that's why I bought them. Anyway, back again. This wire goes from negative to negative, negative to negative, negative to negative, and negative to negative. Okay, that was the inverter just shutting off because we don't need the power anymore. Anyway, then I got positive starting here, goes over to positive, goes over to positive, goes over to positive, goes over to positive, and then that leaves me a negative on this end and a positive on this end. And you want to go, when you're hooking up your inverter, you want to go from the 2 furthest points, not farthest, 2 furthest points away from each other on the whole battery bank. That means it takes the electricity through this whole unit as one giant battery and puts it into the inverter here. Now, you notice my inverter is up in the air now. It's not down low. That's because I moved my bed in here. This is my air mattress right now, and I'll be sleeping on this because I am officially moved in. This is the light move-in because I'll have to deflate this and get it out of the way to do some work in here. But in the meantime, I am now living in here. So I put this up on a couple of brackets to give it a little bit of elevation, get it out of the way. It's right in front of the electrical panel now, and I can see what I'm doing. I also upgraded the wires coming from the positive and negatives of the battery up to the inverter here. And I put jumpers across the connectors here, because this is designed to be able to hold 2 sets of battery banks. But right now I'm only using one. And if I don't put these jumpers here, what happens is inside the panel, each one of these feeds a different leg coming out of here for line 1, line 2, and neutral. Okay, so what'll happen is I won't get a reading on the inverter for the number of watts on half of the breakers because they're not connected. But now by putting the jumpers there, it is showing that it is connected, and I do get readings. And that'll change when the rest of the battery bank, there'll be 10 more batteries coming up when the electric room outside is built, and these 10 and the other 10 will be on the other side of this wall, and there'll be 20 batteries running this whole compound. So my container is going to be a workshop. All my power tools will be in there. I'm an inventor, so I will be working on inventions. I've got a bunch of them on paper over the last 30 years that I'd like to put together and seek patents on them and go from there. But for right now, this is what I've got set up. So this is the parallel part of the connection. I'm back on that. Series goes tying positive to negative, and parallel keeps negative to negative, negative to negative, positive to positive, positive to positive. So what I did was I tied the series of two 6 volts in series to make 12, and then tied the 12 volts together in parallel to hold that 12 volts all the way through. And what that does is it increases the amps, but it keeps the voltage down. So my voltage will stay at 12 volts, but my amps go up. Now, when you do in series, you don't increase the amps, you increase the volts. So these 2 batteries, each one is 232 amp hours at 6 volts. When I hook them in series, that gives me 232 amp hours at 12 volts. So I'm not increasing the amps at this point, I'm increasing the voltage. Then when I hook this set to this set, I increase the amps. So this is 232, this is 232, that puts me up to 464. And then this is 232, and then this is 232, and then this is 232. So now essentially I have 5 times 232 amp hours going into this 8,000 watt inverter. And that gives me plenty of power to run the things I need to run. And no longer am I worried about the refrigerator running all the time. I did, like I said, fix the leak in that, and that's working fine. And now I've got plenty of battery power. But when I get up to 20 batteries out here, you're going to see real power. And I'll be running a power shop out there with some milling machines and things like that without a problem. All right, so let's get back to where we're at here so I don't have to run this thing too long. So the next thing I did was I brought up a full-length mirror, and I placed it there because when I'm laying in bed there and somebody comes up the driveway, instead of me having to get up and stick my head out the window, I can just look in the mirror and I'll be able to see out that window. So I had that same setup in the motorhome, and I kind of liked it, so I'm doing it again here. All right, let's see, where else are we here? Outside. The deck is full of dust from my footprints, but boy, is it nice. And I do have the non-skid silica mixed into this, and when I walk on this barefoot, it's like somebody scratching the bottom of my feet. It feels real good. But I've got flip-flops on right now, so I don't step on rocks while I'm walking around out in the dirt. All right, my trailer. This is a new addition to it because the old one here is 17 years old, and the gears are all worn out on it. and sometimes it cranks up, sometimes it doesn't. So I got tired of messing with it. I went to Harbor Freight, bought this new one, and had my 20% coupon, so it was a fair deal, and I've got that on there. I've got plenty of water inside the van here, and I will be pumping that into the barrels tomorrow morning before I make my Home Depot run, because some of the things I'm going to be picking up at Home Depot tomorrow are going to be the wood to build the base for my bed. And the base for my bed will have 3 drawers underneath so that I can keep my clothes in there. And the bed will be going in the same location of the one that's in there right now. The will just be up higher. And I'll be using the air mattress temporarily because I'm having a custom made full-size mattress made for me. It's a spring mattress with a 2.5-inch memory foam top on it. And that will be pretty comfortable, I think. And also, it'll be warm in the winter. So that's cool. I got my saw set up out here. I'm ready to cut the wood that I need, but I'm going to have to replace that blade because that blade's been on there now for about 6 years. And it's hit a few nails and stuff. I'll be doing some fine cutting into some nice clear pine, and I don't want to tear up the wood, so I'll be getting a nice fine blade on there so I can make some nice joints for my drawer faces. The shower is fine. My ATV is running fine. I brought up a sledgehammer. I'm going to have to soak the handle because the air out here dried it out and the head is loose. But if I throw it into water and soak it and then thin out some Gorilla Glue in some water and then pour it down inside there along the side, it'll soak into the wood, and that thing should never come off again, according to my friend Vince. I did burn up the trash today, so I still got this new jack box here to burn up, but I won't do that tonight, probably tomorrow night. Hopefully there won't be any more wind. I've got my container wide open, and I'll be closing that up now because, as you can see, it is sunset. Sunset at the Oasis. And that's it, people. I will be talking to you soon. The motorhome now is just a guest room, although I do have an indoor shower in there. And if it gets cold and I have to take a hot shower, it's no problem. It's just a short walk across the compound inside there and take a hot shower inside the motorhome, and then come right back out and go back in here and go to bed. This shower is a summer shower only. I call it my MASH shower because it reminds me of the showers you saw on MASH where they go in and they stand there and you can see the top of their shoulders and head, but the rest of them is covered, and that's what I have here. Sooner or later, the barrel up there on the left has a heating element in it, and that will become a hot water heater, and that'll be running off of one of the turbines. As you can see, there's no wind out here. It's calm. It's probably dropped down to about 75 or so now. It was about 85 earlier today. And I'm going to go in, get my lasagna in the oven, get the oven heated up to put the lasagna in. And I'm going to make my list up for shopping tomorrow. G Bear in the Desert, homesteading, signing off.